Hey there everybody, welcome to Michaeltechroom. Today we're going to be talking about one thing I do commonly, one common thing I see, or two common thing I see is they go a little too overboard with the, this is more of a overclocking subject, so yeah, they go overboard, or they leave out, or when they do a simple overclocking, they leave out a little bit of stuff behind. They don't discuss how other motherboard operate in a different way. So that's what we'll be talking about. So, but yeah, a lot of time, they, when they do the overclocking, tutorial, they have you reboot your PC, and as the PC reboot, you would be, you'd be getting into the BIOS, and most of the custom PC would be mostly using the delete key, mostly. So you wouldn't be using your pre-built PC. You wouldn't be using your pre-built PC to overclock, mostly. So, and you would go into your BIOS. You would depend on the motherboard. You do have to apply there's two options. You can sync the core individually, or you can sync all core. And most of people do recommend sync all cores in the CPU ratio, CPU ratio menu. So you would apply your desired number, and you apply that. You save the setting in your BIOS. You would boot into Windows, and they would point out, go into your system property, and you should see your stock and your clock speed you apply. Well, not every motherboard don't do the same way. Some of these depend on the motherboard you have. Some of these motherboard, they do this target speed, or the target speed. Well, if it's if you got the processor for load, the processor will reach that speed ideally. So, and this is more of a simple overclocking. This is not extreme. This is more of a simple where you apply a simple overclock number in your CPU ratio in the BIOS. So, but they talk about, yeah, it should pop up in the system property. Well, quite honestly, I kind of learned that with this Asus motherboard that I have in my custom PC. It does not show, it doesn't show you apply clock speed. the only way I know if that clock speed has been applied for me, there's two software two software I use mostly, and the two software I use is CPZ. That's the most common software that everybody talks about. Then the Intel Extreme overclocking utility software you can get from Intel, which you can get directly from Intel. So ideally, you shouldn't have no virus, at least with Intel Extreme. I never have issue with the CPUZ as long as it's from the publisher, whoever within the software should be off of their website, and you should be fine. So, but those two software will let you know that you have applied. So like I have CPZ running, which you may see, I don't know how, but most of you should see if you have a high resolution screen. Yeah, the CPZ, it's telling me I've applied a multiplier of 44. So that's why I applied. And even the Windows Task Manager, this is the only operating system where I'll tell you is Windows 8.1 and Windows 10. Those are the two operating system. I believe, hopefully I'm right. I'd be stupid if I'm wrong. But I will put an overlay text if I'm wrong, but hopefully I'm correct. But with the Windows Task Manager, in Windows 8 and Windows 10, it does show you the clock speed. See if it's going to the desired clock speed you have applied. So, excuse that. So that's the only way. There are some instances, if your motherboard doesn't use the target speed, it will report to Windows. It should report to Windows correctly, but motherboard that does do the target speed generally they normally that only report the stock speed mostly. So that's another thing. And in the overclocking range 2, in the voltage 2. So there are some recommendation or voltage too. You can lock that. So I only apply like a 1.2 volt number, 1.2 I believe. If I'm wrong, if I don't remember this correctly, I will overlay a text just in case I'm wrong. So 1.2 volt, that should be a safe number. It should not burn up your processor. It should not. Then the overclocking number depending on the processor. So if you have I'm looking at Haswell number. So your new processor stock number could be different. So these are like the fourth gen processor I'm using. So like this Intel 4690K, the sticker does say 3.5. I do have like I said, 4.4 multiplier or 4.4 number applied. So that should be a safe number for this. Anything, most of the mainstream processor too, I should point that out. So most mainstream I've noticed, this is mostly the Haswell. This is the thing that I may not know of, but as long if you are if you song depend on the processor, you know, but obviously song in the 3-point or the 4-point range, you should be fine. So and you can downclock it too. So if you decide to go backward in the 3-point range or the 2-point range or the 1-point, you can downclock it, but you probably don't want to downclock it too much, depending on what your processor is rated. So you know, depending if it's if the stock speed is at 3.5 or 3.6. So like the i7, the good safe number, and a number that will not have the processor output a lot of heat. It might output a little more heat, but ideally it should output a little bit of heat. Depending if you still have the power saving feature enabled or not. But for the i7, the mainstream i7, 4.7, then i5, 4.4 range. So those are the two number that is a little, that is safe at least in opinion. So and that's depending and if you want apply simple 2.2 volt, you can if you want to, or you can apply a simple 4.4 or 4.7 clock if you want to. So depending if you want to mess with one thing or two, overclocking can be simple. So you know, it just keep in mind that if you are trying to push the clock speed number in the extreme manner, you will burn up, or it's going to be more of a heater for you. So and it can be a little more unstable too. When I force overclock mine, window only blue screen ones. So that can happen too. You know, you may have it only blue screen once on you doing your project, and it may do just fine. So but that's pretty much it. That's one of the things I really did want to go over a little. You know, to point out some facts that a lot of these big, probably YouTuber, not big probably, but some of the YouTuber who do leave it behind, unfortunately. You know, I do wish that it was a little more simple, you know, simple of, you know, to apply this and apply simple voltage, and you're all good to go. So, and there was a lot of people out there who go like I said or go. So, but hopefully, you know, this kinda hopefully help you of why your motherboard is not reporting, or why Windows system or Windows system probably is not reporting. Because I tell you what, when I applied the multiply on my nice Asus motherboard, and when I go to Windows probably, it's like, why is it not reporting quickly, you know, and I kind of learned that don't, you know, like I said or go, you know, if your motherboard is using that target speed, it's not going to report window the clock speed you have applied. Only utility I recommend only go with CPU-Z and Intel Extreme Utility. Those are the only two software. And even the Windows Task Manager, do keep in mind that you do have to have at least Windows 8 and Windows 10. And hopefully that's in there, I believe. So, I probably will overlay a text overlay. If that's not true, I will let you know. And put a text in the video. But, anyway, that should be 15, not 15, it should be under 20 minutes. But, anyway, I will let you know. Feel free to comment. Feel free to comment below the video. And if you're confused, don't be frustrated. Please, honor us. Just don't be outraged. Just please point out what was the confusing part, or what is the confusing part. I'm kind of leaving you hanging. So, feel free, you know, feel free to do. So, if the video caught your interest, feel free to go to my video gallery and check out other videos, and check out my YouTube homepage. But if you don't know how to access the YouTube homepage or the video gallery, so the one thing is, well, the one thing, but the one other thing is the video gallery. If you want to access the video gallery, but if you don't know how to access, go in the video notes. There is a link where we direct you over to my video gallery. Or if you want to check out my YouTube homepage, the bottom corner of the video, one of the side, is my username. If you click on my username, you should be redirected over to my YouTube homepage. And if you're redirected over to my YouTube homepage, you should be redirected. So there should be a lot of link and other stuff on my YouTube channel. So then if you're done checking out the YouTube homepage, if you want to check out the video gallery, to hit the video tab, and that should redirect you over to that. And if the video caught your interest, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to be up to date, hit the bell notification. Google claimed that by hitting the bell notification, you should have notification. Or you can follow me on the Google Plus page. You're welcome to do that. I do make sure the video is on the Google Plus page too. So, then give the video a like or dislike. Check out the video notes. be sure to click show more, because if you don't, all you're gonna see is link to the video gallery. But if you click on the show more, the video notes should expand. You should see the channel email address, Amazon wish list that you're welcome to support if you want to. If you want to support various projects, or if there's one particular project that you want to support me, you're welcome to do so. And if you did support the Amazon wish list, you will get a public thank you or a private thank you from you. Or if you want to be a sponsor on the YouTube channel, you know, that's up to you, you know. I will definitely let people know if you did sponsor it with your name or being an anonymous user. So that's totally up to you. Community tech tip forums, so you're welcome to say hi to me on the community tech tip forum if you are signed up with one of those. And like I said earlier, if you have any nice comment, feel free post it below the video, and I will catch you next time. Why do I sing a little burp when I start the camera?